Good evening everyone and welcome back to the Next Gen Racing Ford Escort RS 1600 League, and we are at Sugo this week for round 7 and 8 of the championship. This is the feature race, round 7, and we've lost 2 people quite quickly, I think, or 1 person quickly. We're meant to be having a fair few more on the grid, but they haven't actually turned up yet, so with any luck they will turn up before the race starts, or at least maybe for the second race after this one. This is the start of a 10-minute qualifying session, followed by a 25-minute race. However, this is a little bit different tonight. We have top 5 in the championship currently. They will be reversed, so they will be starting at the very back of the grid. But let's just run you through the drivers on the grid at the moment. We have got a few new drivers as well. One of them being this man, Bays 0007, and also this man, Tom Wolster. But Whitford Zero, our early championship leader, is back with us. Numpty Ned, web user Johnny, when the camera keeps up with him. There we go. Larnica 666, Speedy Gone Hog. I think I was saying that differently last week. I can't remember what I was saying. But anyway, JRB WD66 and NGR Lee. So hopefully we can get a few people back in the lobby that were here earlier, and hopefully a few that were meant to be here haven't turned up will turn up, because we're meant to have a decent grid tonight, so it's a bit disappointing. But the way the reverse grid is working, the current championship standings, they're a bit provisional at the moment because of the stewards' inquiry, and we're still debating over how the points have worked out, but it hasn't actually changed the positions at all. So NGR Lee is currently leading the championship. Whitford Zero, oh, someone's joined. Vega's joined. He had a couple of disconnections in just in the lobby waiting room, so hopefully he can stay for longer than a couple of minutes. But also excuse me, because I have been recovering from illness, so if I go into a coughing fit suddenly, you know why. Anyway, so NGR Lee was first, Whitford is second, NGR MLV is third. He's actually not here, although he's meant to be. Web user Johnny is in, oh my god, we've got someone else at least who's turned up. Web user Johnny is in 4th, and NGR Scuba G, who's also not here, is in 5th. So we've actually only got a reversed top 3 at the moment on the grid. Scuba G is not making it tonight, so he won't be reversed at all, no matter what. But MLV is meant to be it, so hopefully he will turn up in time. Who have we got? There you go. And Silver has arrived as well, excellent. So we're up to 11. We're slowly getting there. So the times that these guys have got to be set in are 2 minutes. Like, they're about 45 seconds slower than what an average lap time would be, just so they're well out of the way and can't really get involved. But there's JRB throwing himself into the wall on the exit of a corner named SP Out. Excuse me again, I'm about to cough. Just slowly dying over here, although I'm hoping the best of it's gone. As you see, the driver's parked out on the pit wall there, just over to the side. You see Whitford there and web user Johnny just waiting for their allocated times. But as it is at the moment, it is JRB WD66 on provisional pole with a 44.491. Last season, in fact, the pole position time was set by WRT Scott McFall, and that was a 1 minute 41.400. So just over 3 seconds off of that time. Obviously the guys who you'd expect to be on pole aren't currently able to set a lap time, and one of those guys is the guy facing backwards now, NGR Lee, reversing around the track. A very interesting technique, but it might actually get his time that he required, and it was 3 minutes, so he's done what he needed to do. Whitford's done what he needed to, as has Johnny, so they're all good. NXTGEN's just coming over the hill now to put in a lap time, currently in 5th on a 59.4. Don't think that's a representative lap, and indeed he does go 10 seconds quicker, up to a 49.8. Had a pretty good season so far, has Ned. His best of a 4th at Sonoma, and he's been in around the midfield, so it'll be interesting to see if he can get his elbows out tonight. But currently still at the top by quite a big margin, 7 tenths is JRB. Will he go any quicker now? He does, 44.2, so up to a second quicker than this man Tom Walster, new to the championship. So great to have him on board. Larnaca now just about to cross the line, taking the silver livery of the MSRT guys, and he goes up to second, just 2 tenths off of JRB. And Speedy Gone Hog started the race last week at Willow Springs, but retired. Nice to see him back on the grid today, currently on a 46 dead. Bays 007, last minute addition to this race. MSRT Vega, I imagine he'll move up the field a little bit. I don't recognise that one, so he's just gone through. It is MSRT Silver. So these two boys I imagine will work together with the slipstream. Very useful up the hill on the final corner and up towards the start line. These cars are not particularly powerful, and they do slow down a fair bit and run out of power, so any slipstream is very much worthwhile in these cars, and as was the way we saw last season, it was incredibly entertaining. We had, other than the winner, who was WRT Scott McFall, we had the 2nd to 6th separated by about a 1.5 seconds, so it was insanely close. But JRB has just gone a little bit quicker again, up to 44.1, but here comes MSRT Silver, 27. I don't know if this is his out lap or his first flying lap. It looks like a decent flying lap to me. As he's struggling up the hill, you can see the speedo just creeping up. Very crucial to get the right gear through there. Some might stay in 4th, some might opt to go to 3rd and then flick it back up later on. But MSRT Silver goes into 3rd. MSRT Vega remains in 8th. Web user Johnny has disconnected, I believe. That's not good. I don't think he's got back in. I don't think he can get back in. Well, this is annoying. So we've only got 2 drivers who are on the reverse grid, so that's not really worked out at all. But it is, with 5 seconds left of qualifying, JRB WD66 provisionally on pole. Let's see if anyone coming round the corner. Someone voted to kick Lee. Vega's been disconnected. And Vega's rejoined. So, okay, so everything's catching up. Maybe it's the connection. That's not good. If any of the drivers are listening to the stream and have had issues with the connection, please let me know, as it would be mightily useful. But JRB is about to cross the line. His gap's been closed a bit, but he's extended the gap on to pole position. He's 43.9 now, 4 tenths quicker than Tom Walster. Larnaca's going to look to press him hard. 44.4 at the moment. What's he going to do? He remains in third. MSRT Silver 27 is going to come across the line now. He's in fourth at the moment, and he goes to pole with an excellent lap time of 43.1. Speedy Gone Hog is in fifth, and Bays is finished his lap. So I think we've only got 10 for this race, which is rather annoying. No one has put any messages in the chat to say connection's bad. So well, hopefully it holds up for the race. But there we go, there's your provisional grid. There's your grid even, it's not a provisional grid. That is the grid you're getting, everyone, for this race. And it's MSRT Silver 27 on pole in the last second, taking it away from JRB WD 66. So MSRT Silver 27 won on debut last week at Willow Springs with an excellent battle with NGR Lee for near enough the whole race. This time he's starting from pole, so will he be able to pull away and take advantage of Lee and Whitford starting from the back? Whitford typically a good starter, so he'll be one to watch out for. But JRB was so close to his first pole in just his third race, second track. Only joined last week as well. Tom Wolster on debut in third. Larnaca 666 fourth. Speedy Gone Hog in fifth. Numpty Ned in sixth. John reviews of Johnny's game crashed. That's not good. Hopefully we can get back in for the next one. But here we go, lights are up, and we're away. MSRT Silver looked like he got a storming start off the line. It's getting a bit crowded in the midfield, and at the back, Whitford and Lee are carving their way through. But further forward, is going to be any contact? A little bit of rubbing, that's fine. But it looks alright to me so far. Everyone seems to be away cleanly at the moment. But it is MSRT Silver who remains in the lead. JRB's run a little bit wide, and Tom Wolster is down the inside, outbrakes himself a little bit, so can't quite get the move fully completed. And a bit more contact. Whitford's already up to fifth, and he's going to look to get past as whoa, he's been forced out wide. Very much the bottleneck there, and Whitford just got forced into the gravel, and now he's got to do it all over again. And that's not good for his championship, because his main rival, NGR Lee, just ahead. Tom's almost got out of shape. NGR Lee is up to third already. Larnaca, another good start, up to seventh, just up to second, just keeping out of trouble. The cameras are not keeping up too well at the moment, but Lee rounds the hairpin in third. Any contact further back? No, Whitford's back up to ninth, so he's regained one place. It's a long race though, well, a longish race. 25 minutes, so plenty of time to get positions back, especially if Bay's running himself out onto the grass like that. And Whitford will need no second invitation to pass him there, and retakes 8th place. But just up the hill, there we go. Tom Wolster is coming under attack from JRB. They're pretty evenly matched in qualifying. JRB just a slight bit quicker, and looking to get the switch back, it seems, through this double right-handed at turn 1 and 2. And this left-hander is a little bit tricky at times. Sometimes it catches you out if you don't hit the apex perfectly, and you can run wide onto the grass. But cleanly through this time for both of the drivers. And Whitford is already closed onto the back of Numpty Ned and making a move. And there we go, Whitford down the inside, up to 7th, with Speedy Gone Hog now the next target. But there we go, Tom Wolster's gone a little bit wide, just about held on, so that's good to see. Now JRB's coming back down the inside, he's got the move done. But will Tom have a look at getting straight back down the inside? No, he plays the patient game, and probably just as well. I say there's a lot longer to go in this race, don't want to throw it away right at the start. But I definitely think he's going to stick to the back of him. Just ahead though, I think that's Larnaca who's gone off. Is Larnaca on SP out, so will they be able to catch up to Larnaca and pull him into this battle? JRB certainly will be thankful and hopeful if it does, because it will give him a little bit of a slipstream. Look at this, 4 cars following each other, near enough bumper to bumper. Down the start straight for the start lap 3. Larnaca will be thankful that he's not quite fallen into the clutches yet, but if he keeps making little mistakes he will do very quickly. Whitford trying to work an angle. Speedy Gone Hog keeping him at bay at the moment, but how long will that last? Oh, got a little bit deep. Whitford will get the switch back into the chicane. He can't really defend the outside line into chicane, and Whitford gets the position at the back. MSRT Vega's having a bit of a struggle, as he was doing alright last week at Willow Springs. NGR up to 2nd now, and only 2 seconds behind MSRT Silver. He'll be very pleased with that, I'd imagine, especially considering the starting positions. So we're only 2 seconds behind at this stage of the race. Silver very much enjoyed his battle last week with Lee. But Larnaca holding on to 3rd place, and Whitford down the inside of Tom Wolster into the final corner, and Tom will now sit behind, hope for a tow and hope that he'll get an opportunity to pass JRB when Whitford does. And will Whitford look to do it into turn 1? He's having a little bit of a look. The door was left open in fairness, so he had the opportunity to, and he's keeping the inside there. A little bit of door rubbing, no harm, no foul there. They both carry on. Tom Wolster's in the prime position, that's why we're staying with him here. Prime position to take advantage of any mistake that either of these 2 drivers might make. And Larnaca's not actually pulling away from this group. Through Rainbow, now down the back straight. A little bit of a wheel spin from Tom on the curb there, just losing contact a little bit with the cars ahead. And again at the final corner, Whitford gets his nose down the inside, and again he's going to pick up another position. Although this time JRB has not been fully passed, and if he's brave he might try and hang it round the outside of turn 1, but I imagine if he does, Whitford will just shoulder him out a little bit. And oh, he's gone for it. JRB has gone for the outside, and he almost held it for the inside of turn 3. wasn't quite able to do it. Whitford just using the exit of the turn 2 there to full advantage. Perfectly within reason to do it, and now he's instantly on the back of Larnaca. The quicker he can get past Larnaca, the quicker he can start a charge towards the front and maybe catch up to his title rival, NGR Lee. And we have lost someone. I think we lost MSRT Vega because I was just about to go on board with him. But oh, there we go, a little bit deep has Larnaca, and Whitford will definitely look to capitalise on that. Larnaca kept his foot in, kept the power on, and managed to keep position for now. But this is where Whitford's making all of his moves. How is he doing it? That's the question we want to know. And what gears he doing? He does flick down to 3rd and up to 4th quite early. Okay, that's interesting. But he's definitely got to run into turn 1 if he wants to do it. He's gonna. He's showing his nose to the inside. Will he be given space? Oh, his nose was cut off slightly, but I also think that Whitford did quite make the corner either. A little bit of contact, they've both got away with it. JRB must be right behind, and indeed he is. He for sure is hoping that he can gain out of this. 15.5 minutes left of the race, not even halfway through yet. Field spreading out a little bit, but it is still MSRT Silver out front, and NGR Lee is down to 1.5 seconds behind. But this time I think Whitford will have a go into the hairpin, and he is indeed pulling out already. No defence from Larnaca. And Whitford down the inside takes the position cleanly and instantly now flashes the lights, tries to pull away and attack the 2 ahead. He'll be hoping that the 2 ahead will be battling hard and slowing each other up. Where is he? 8.5 seconds behind the leader. And now them 2 were within a second of each other. They might be throwing a few moves at each other. But these 3, the battle for 3rd place currently is not over. It is JRB that looks the most racy at the moment, as he wants to get himself up to 4th place. Both of these 2 making their debuts last week at Willow Springs, and both are pretty good races as well. JRB finished 8th twice, so substantial improvement already this week. But he was in the mix a fair bit with JRB. Larnaca missed the first race but made the sprint race and finished 5th. So he's improving on that as it stands. But still, as we say, we're about halfway through the race now. Or just over halfway through. Oh, and in the background that's Tom. Tom almost losing it on the same curb, rainbow corner on the exit. Had a few issues getting off of that corner, which lost him the ground to the cars ahead. Just another little bit of an issue there. Just kept it on track. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead is down to 2.5 tenths as we come up the hill to start lap 8. Lee with a lot better run, pulls to the left side. He's going to have the outside for turn 1. But I think he might try and hold it all the way round. It's far enough ahead, and Silver does indeed keep it on the inside, forcing Lee to go the long way. and Silver held on nicely there. Here we go. Let's get the full undulations of the track on the bumper cap of NGR Lee. These cars are not great over them big sausage curbs. Not what you want to be using them for. They've not got a lot of power, so you need to keep the momentum up, especially around an undulating track like this. But Lee in the ascendancy, looking to take the lead. Current championship leader. This is where we saw Lee get a good exit last time. He keeps it in fourth, flicks down to third. And he's got the inside line. This should be the position if he can hold the inside into turn one. Silver now on the outside for turn one. I reckon this is the move. But will it be the move for the win? It is maybe, well, not the win, you can't tell you that now, but the move is done. But Silver, as we saw last week, did not give up, and in fact got back ahead of Lee at one point. JRB has lost a lot of ground. He's obviously come off somewhere, but Larnaca is not letting Whitford pull away, and these two are both closing in on the leaders. Gap down to 6.5 seconds now, so they've closed a few seconds in the last couple of laps. Oh, Whitford almost in the wall. That's going to allow Larnaca back through. He'll be very thankful for that, and Whitford has got to do it again. We would have expected Whitford to pull away a lot quicker from Larnaca, but Larnaca's proven his worth. Proven to be a robust competitor and no shrugger pushover, although looked like he got out of the way almost there. So Whitford didn't take long to get back up to third, but how well will Larnaca be able to stay with him this time round? Let's go back to the front momentarily, see if Silver's got any response to Lee going ahead of him. Doesn't seem so as of yet. Going a little bit wide into the exit curve. And Whitford not going to be pressured by Larnaca into turn one. But JRB still not majorly far back, so definitely within distance of attack if someone makes a mistake ahead. Tom Wallster in 6th now, or still. Numpty Ned in 7th. Speedy Gunhog in 8th, so he's dropped behind Ned, I believe. And Bayes, Triple O 7th in 9th, but these three aren't necessarily that far away from each other, so we could keep an eye out on them. Closest battle on track so far at the moment is Larnaca and Whitford for 3rd place, and Silver just running a little bit wide in 2nd place, trying to get back past Lee for the lead. Oh, Larnaca has made a mistake at the hairpin, dropped back a couple of seconds, maybe run a bit wide. No, he's not dropped back too much, so I thought he dropped back further. But still, dropped back a little bit more than he would have liked to, and maybe lost a slipstream. And the gap, obviously, with Whitford's mistake earlier on, has gone up again to 10 seconds, and they had got it back down to 6. But Lee's run wide at turn 1, and Silver's coming up behind him. He's gonna trying to get round the outside of turn 3. That's a brave one, and indeed he has gone into the gravel. A little bit of a bump, hip and shoulder. Lee gracefully lets Silver back through, feeling that he was at fault for that bit of contact, and that's good sportsmanship from Lee there. So Silver back ahead. I personally didn't see anything wrong with it, just a little bit of bump, door-to-door bumping. Yeah, maybe I could see why he gave it back, but personally I would have just gone with it. But that might be because I'm not always at the front. Tom has caught back up to JRB for 5th place. So JRB's fallen way back in recent laps. Just needs to keep his head down, keep the consistency coming. But the lead gap is back down to 3/10, and this is where Lee seems to be good. Lee and Whitford both seem to be very good around this final corner. Silver puts himself on the inside. Lee wants to be on the inside, but can't quite. So he's going to have to go the long way round at turn 1 if he wants this lead back. What's going to happen? Turn 1. Silver getting the back end out, but holding position. Lee falls back in behind, living to fight another day. He's got just over 5.5 minutes left of the race, so there's still time, and I think he knows he's probably the quicker driver of the two. So maybe he's playing a waiting game. I don't know, but we'll see how it progresses. Whitford pulling away now in 3rd. You see in the background the gap down to 8 seconds because of these two battling. But barring them wiping each other out, I don't see them being caught by Whitford. As Lee is being forced the long way round at turn 9, the horseback hairpin. Does Silver keep it on the track and keep his line? He does keep it on track. He goes a little bit deep, but that's not bad because he's got the inside for SPN. Near enough flat out corner. This one a little bit of a lift. Let's see what they do through here. Lee sort of lifts it about 10%. Just doesn't want to rub any time off, speed off through the tyres, just through sideways motion. But here we go. Again. MSRT Silver defends the inside. And again, Lee can't do anything about it. Maybe he's just getting ready, seeing what the different scenarios are between the two, and I think we might have missed some contact between JRB and Tom. Or Tom's just made a big mistake because I was keeping an eye on their gap and they were within a second of each other. And now Numpty Ned is not too far behind. Very consistent is Ned. Keeps it on track, picks up places, and that's why he's currently 6th in the points. Best result of 4th, as we said earlier. Speedy Gone Hog coming across the line in 8th. 7 seconds behind Ned, and 11 seconds ahead of Bay's 007. As I said, some of these were quite last minute entrants, so might not have had any time to practice. But Lee has made another mistake, or there might have been contact, but Lee has dropped back to 3.5 seconds, and just like the look at the door there. He's definitely been hit or hit something. Maybe that was on the exit of Rainbow Corner. Maybe just hit the curb, spun to the inside. or he got ploughed into the side of MSRT Silver. I don't think it's the latter, but unfortunately we won't be able to find out until after the race. But like Willow Springs, Lee has dropped back from the battle at the front with Silver, and he's not got much time to do anything about it. I'd say, what, 2 more laps left of this race. He's got to close 3 seconds and get past him. Don't think that's going to be doable. Whitford Zero will be on the podium again, only been off the podium in 1 race so far this season. That was the first race last week at Willow Springs. Only in 4th place, would you believe it? Larnaca has been well and truly beaten up in recent laps. He's obviously hit the pub somewhere and been chucked out for disorderly behaviour. JRB has also been his pal in the same pub. Tom's car looks pretty clean actually. You've seen him almost lose it a few times, but actually had pretty good car control. But I've been pretty impressed with his pace. I'd never seen him drive before, so I didn't know what to expect. Qualified 3rd and was in the battle 3rd for a fair portion of this race. Ned has definitely got a visual reference now of Tom, and has Speedy gone home. So any slip up from these two, Speedy will pounce. Just in the background, Bays almost loses it out of Rainbow. Little bit of a bump on the bonnet, but nothing major. Final lap now for MSRT Silver 27, looking for his 2nd win in 3 races. Won on debut in the feature race last week at Willow Springs, and then had an absolute nightmare in the sprint race, finishing last of the finishers. Oh no! There he is! There's a mistake! Final lap out of Rainbow Corner. We've seen so many people do it. NGR Lee gets back past. He will be counting his lucky stars. Meanwhile, just behind, Whitford's going to be cursing MSRT Silver. Why has he done that? I needed to get those points back. Oh, and in the background, Larnaca almost binned it as well. They're all at it in this last lap, but NGR Lee, from being 2 seconds back on the last lap, is now 1.5 seconds ahead. MSRT Silver just getting a little bit too greedy on the exit curve of Rainbow Corner. But it is going to be NGR Lee who picks up another victory for the season. That will be victory number 4, and increases his lead at the top of the table. Lee wins at Sugo, followed by Silver, reversed of last week. Whitford takes 3rd place. Larnaca, with his best result, will be pretty pleased with that, up to 4th in his fairly destroyed car. JRB qualified 2nd, did a really good job in qualifying, was on pole until the last moment, but had a good battle with Larnaca and Whitford for 3rd for a while, so he would have enjoyed himself, I feel. Tom Walsh dropped back a bit at the end, but debut race, I'm hoping he enjoyed it. Going to take 6th place, just ahead of Ned, who's closed a couple of seconds on that last lap. So Tom Walster comes across the line in 6th, just ahead of Numpty Ned, and Speedy Gunhog in 8th. And finally, Bays 0007 will come across the line to take 9th place. It's a fairly entertaining race, I feel. not as good as last year's race, but we have got another one coming up after this. We've got a sprint race. It'll be on a different video, so make sure you stay tuned to the channel or the Facebook page, and we will get it up and you can enjoy all the action if you're not racing, or listening whilst you're racing. But there's your provisional results, at least, with NGR Lee, MSRT Silver and Whitford on your podium. Lee also with the fastest lap of the race from the very back of the grid as well, remember. So excellent drive from the man in green. Let me just save a replay. So yeah, there we go, guys. Be back in maybe about 10 minutes. Go get yourself a drink, get something to eat, and we'll be back with hopefully more drivers for the sprint race.